thing, right?
That
Every
was
one
huge
of them,
for a while.
And he was at the front line of that, and he always used that in loads of songs.
Yeah.
And when you said, listen, you have to listen to this Black Skinhead song, and I put it on, and I'm to this day, I'm pretty sure it's a Gary Glitter sample, right?
I thought it was Marilyn Manson.
I don't think so. I don't think
You
so.
could be right.
I think it's Gary Glitter. I think it's Do You Wanna Be in My Gang. I think it is. And it's got that weird TARDIS Doctor Who fucking thing going on as well. But I listened to that, and that was it. Forget it. It was over. It sounded like industrial metal minus the guitars.
Yeezus' album, which is the one I want to focus on, sounds like an industrial rap rock album. And it is crazy experimental.
Yeah.
The song I picked is I Am a God. It's not my favourite song off the album, but I do think it's a good example of just... There's a bit in it where everything stops and a synth comes in and he just sounds like he's running away from something and he's screaming and panting. Like, in the middle of a song, like, he just sounds like he's running away, screaming and panting. No music or anything like that. And, of course, the famous lyrics that made me laugh so much that I went, I'm in love with this album, where he goes, hurry up with my damn massage in a French-ass restaurant, hurry up with my damn croissants. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid that I laughed. Because he doesn't know when he's being funny.
Yeah.
Ever. He has no actual sense of humour, I don't think, really.
100%.
His brain works on a different level, shall we say.
Yeah. I think he lives on a different shelf.
Absolutely. So, he does not do himself any favours and he can come across as an absolute dickhead.
Well, he's obviously suffers greatly from mental health issues, which is the buzzword of
bipolar. He's come out and said he's bipolar.
Real. Yeah.
Like,
and
really that makes sense. Yeah.
He really has a weird... I was talking to somebody about this a few weeks ago. He has such an overly exaggerated, like, inflated sense of ego.
Well, that's why I picked I Am a God.
Yeah.
He's not joking.
He's not messing. He believes that he is God's gift to all art and culture.
And he's talking to God in the song. Remember the verse he's talking to God? He 100% believes. You're right.
Like, he actually believes he is an actual gift from on high to not just music, to all art and all culture. Yeah. And he believes that he could run for President of the United States and sort it out in a week.
Yeah.
You know,
that was one of his downfalls with the whole clothing line stuff. Yeah. If you have your ego that big and you're surrounded by yes men and you go, do you reckon I could do clothes? It's a massive industry, but if you fuck it up, it's massively expensive.
Yep.
And I think he lost a lot of money on that.
He didn't lose money on the shoes.
Initially, no, he didn't, but like...
Shoes are insane. They go for insane money.
Yeah, but how much is that does he eventually make?
Well, I think Adidas are making those for him.
Not anymore. Didn't he break up with them or did he break up with Nike? He had a bad divorce with either Nike or Adidas.
Somebody was making them.
All that shit can fuck up. I'm not interested in that. I just...
Do you not like jumpers that like the back of them was down to your knees? Do you not like that?
Brilliant.
That are the colour of baby's scooter.
You see, do you know what? The more I think about it is maybe if his music is pushing it that far forward, and Yeezus is a massive jump. Half of his fan base hated it, half of them loved it.
Yeah.
A lot of basic white idiots like me went, oh, deadly! Yeah. I can relate to this because it's distortion.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the very, very start of the album, it's going to either put you off or hook you in because it's an aggressive, horrible, really, really... it's a really kind of grim sound at the very start. The synth that he used, I think he had Daft Punk on it, which makes... It's the first time he got other people in to help him really, I think, properly. So Daft Punk would have been the reason for some of those synths that were used. And anyway, I just think that it's not going... Me talking about this is not going to really hook a lot of people in. They've already made their mind up about Kanye West. And the reason he's on the misunderstood lists is because I do think he's misunderstood in terms of when he calls himself a genius... Although you should never call yourself a genius, he's not in terms of rap and hip hop and production. He could be up there as a genius within that field.
Yeah, I know that Trent Reznor hates him, which is interesting.
Probably because he tried to rob some of his music. Because honestly, Yeezus sounds like it could be some Nine Inch Nails stuff in there.
Possibly.
It also sounds like Death Grips as well.
Death Grips I can't do. I've tried.
Yeah, they don't have the hook for me.
It's just a lot of it's just noise. And I don't mind noisy stuff because I know that who was it? Trent Reznor done albums with Saul Williams as well.
Yeah,
that had that kind of industrial feel as well. And I remember the first time when that album he produced for Saul came out, trying to listen to it. I wasn't into it, but I reckon now after kind of getting myself up to speed with some of these Kanye tracks, I reckon I could go back and appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah, I think that he takes all the abuse and stuff like that. People think that, whatever, he takes all that so seriously. He takes it really to heart. And it really, there's a story about him when he was doing a festival or else a show, and Radiohead were on it. And he goes, I have to meet them. They're one of my favourite bands of all time. So Radiohead are one of Kanye West's favourite bands of all time. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No, not at all.
Now it doesn't. And apparently he walked up to Tom York and went, "Hey, I'm a big fan." Tom York was like, "Fuck off."
Who are you?
No, we know he was. Fuck off.
Tom York's in the news.
He probably thought he was taking the piss.
Quite possibly. I know Tom York's in the news this week saying that he loves Billie Eilish. Or no.
Billie Eilish for a different podcast.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a real trap for me because you look like a sap, an uncool guy, uncool old guy if you say you don't like Billie Eilish, but I just don't actually like the music. I'll give her the props if they were great. I don't like that lazy style of rapping, although I only found her recently she has Tourette's and she's on medication, so maybe that moves where she's sounds a little bit
automatically
a little bit slower than but
okay.
no, we're not going to talk about him. We're going to talk about Kanye West. And listen, if you like Daft Punk and Nine Inch Nails, just give it a go. Don't read into the lyrics too much.
Yeah, it's a lot, not filler lyrics, but they're just a lot of it's just weird.
I think Black Skinhead is brilliant lyrically. I think the whole song of that. Listen to Black Skinhead. Listen to Black Skinhead or I Am a God. I was going to pick Black Skinhead, but I went with I Am a God just for the fact that it's not as accessible and it might give you more of an insight. Who's your next one?
My next one is the Decemberists.
Right, yeah, I didn't know much of them until I would have put them as a little folk band.
Yeah, I heard the Decemberists, Jesus, it must have been maybe 2005, 2006. I know they started in like the year 2000, I believe. They're from Portland in Oregon.
That doesn't surprise me, actually.
Yeah. I don't think the singer Colin Meloy or Meloy, I don't know, let's say Meloy. He's not from there. He's from like Montana or something like that, and he moved to Portland. I'm not sure, but
that would make more sense if he's from Montana and they have that vibe.
Yeah. Now, when I had heard of them before I actually heard them.
Yeah, tell me what I misunderstood.
Yeah. Now, when I heard of them first, I automatically kind of lumped them in with this kind of proto-hipster kind of, you know, like your Dead Cab for Cutie and I don't even know, like a million other bands that have this kind of wishy-washy sound, right?
But just by the name you're talking about?
Yeah, just by the bands that I was hearing people talk about them in conversation with. So like they were getting lumped into this, you know, this kind of Weezer-ish, you know, big thick glasses and stupid haircut, kind of skinny jean, proto. Like we've got hipsters now that have whatever Hitler U haircuts and fucking wear corduroy. That, thankfully that's dying off. But before that, it was lads with big, thick fucking specs, skinny jeans, and like Converse. And every band they were into sounded the fucking exact same, right? They just had this vibe about them. And I remember hearing the album Picaresque, which would have been one of their kind of bigger ones. And it does have a song on it that's very much in that vein. It's called 16 Military Wives. And it was, they actually released a video on BitTorrent, which is weird.
Jesus. BitTorrent.
BitTorrent, yeah. BitTorrent did the
what
video.
Year was that? Would have been 2002 or 3?
Something like that. Would have been early 2000s anyway. And all the nerds went fucking mad for that, obviously. But I heard that album, and there was a couple of songs in it that were so different from what I expected that it made me pay attention. Now, eventually, they start growing at such a pace that they became this weird amalgamation of this. They have this kind of 60s, you know, the Mamas and the Papas kind of vibe, or like even like a slice of like the Carpenters in there, but they mix it with like a Neil Young meets. There's definitely elements of the Smiths in there because your man Colin, the singer, 100%. He's obsessed with.
And as we found out today, listen, a bit REM as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's a lot of that kind of early indie stuff there. But it's such an amalgamation of styles that I feel like people write them off because of the initial kind of spark.
Well, you can come in. They're one of those bands you can come in on the wrong song or the wrong album, and I'll give you that. Yeah, that happens with a lot of bands. A
lot of people, especially if you go on to if you went onto their Spotify, I think their number one song is the song I picked on this. What did I pick? I picked the Crane Wife 3.
At least you got your song right. I got my songs wrong nearly twice.
I picked that song. Now it's long, but it's a good mix of what they're trying to do. It's got kind of orchestral stuff in it. It's got like bouzouki and mandolin and 12-string guitars, and it's got a lovely little build up, and it's almost got that Bohemian Rhapsody Paranoid Android feel, where it's one of these multi-part kind of layered songs. So it's a good introduction for them. But I just feel like they were written off as one of these kind of hip, kind of cool American bands, and they to be fair, they are, but they have a lot more to offer than that. A lot more. They in the recent albums they've started experimenting with this weird kind of 80s synth kind of vibe as well.
It's big now.
Yeah. And they've been adding stuff like that in there, and there's the fact that most of the songs are based on like mythology and folklore and local history. They've songs about Ireland. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. There's
Brennan's bread and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
God, I love
Batch.
that bread.
Bread.
Kerry Gold.
Somebody should write a song about Kerry Gold. It's too good not to write a song.
Oh, Kerry Gold.
You have a song called The Shankill Butcher and stuff like that.
Jesus.
And and
He was real.
he was real.
He was real.
He was, eh? So,
And he wasn't selling me.
he most certainly wasn't.
Great, no?
But he chops. He's a chop maker. That's what he was. No, I feel like they just got a bum rap, and I also believe that 80% of the people that actually took time to take an hour out of their day that jump through a couple of December songs will be lifelong December song fans.
I listened to that
afterwards.
album that you told me to listen to. I like that Cutting Stone song. I should go back to it and listen to more.
That new one wouldn't be the greatest representation. That always happens. You know, when you try and tell somebody into a band, like if you try to get somebody into another band that we'll talk about, and you put them onto the latest album, that wouldn't be a good example.
Exactly, that happens a lot.
Exactly.
I went on and listened to the new album, and it was shite. I'm like, no, not that one.
Yeah.
And they go, what about the first one? No, not that one.
Not
either.
that one. The ones where they got good in the middle, those ones.
And
Yeah. So that's December. So what's your next one?
My next one are a band from Sweden
Oh yes.
that divide opinion a lot. I can see why a lot of people hate ABBA because it's ABBA. And I understand that their singles, the main singles, not all the singles, some of the singles are incredible,
Yeah.
but stuff like Dancing Queen, Winner Takes It All,
It hurts.
it's cheese, it's too overly cheesy.
Yeah.
Their ballady stuff, Fernando and all, definitely not bad songs, but I would have absolutely no interest in listening to them. It's ABBA's non-album tracks and some of the lesser sort of appreciated singles that I'm absolutely mad for.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in ABBA. It's absolutely mental how much is going on in ABBA.
I
made a playlist, a separate playlist of all the ABBA stuff I like to listen to, and I showed a few people and they were like, I can't believe some of them songs are ABBA.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't believe it because of the sound, but there's mad rock riffs and everything going on.
Yeah.
And obviously
Geniuses.
no one's going to be surprised about the vocal harmonies, but some of the stuff going on in them songs, especially the later stuff. So I've picked The Visitors from the last album, 82 I think it is. It's a political song about the mistreatment of Soviet Union, how they treated the political dissidents. This caused them, I think.
Imagine ABBA writing a song about this. First of all, let's take a step back.
There's loads of this, man.
Yeah.
There's loads of this that are not about, I am the dancing queen, here I am, dancing like a queen.
Yeah.
I know those aren't the lyrics, but I mean, that's all
Close
I could
enough.
hear. And it's not a bad song, but we're talking 24th Wedding Megamix stuff, terrible musicals and all that crap.
Yeah.
The side of ABBA I want to talk about is that side is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're
my
missing.
favourite ABBA song is Does Your Mother Know?
That's the bass line. That is incredible. That's a great rock song.
Yeah.
Funk rock.
That's all it is.
It's a funk rock disco banger. Absolutely.
It's
The lyrics of that are, whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah. But they, for someone that's their second language, some of the lyrics, especially in The Visitors and SOS is one of the songwriting, the bridges and chorus and all. Like for instance, this song doesn't have a vocal melody in the chorus. It's just a synth melody. So they have bridges. They always have these incredible bridges. So Visitors have this great bridge, and then the synth lead that comes in, absolutely incredible. And they have loads of good songs. I'm always trying to tell people they are misunderstood in some ways and not others. Like I can get why people will go.
They're
"No."
extraordinarily popular, but they're extraordinarily popular by mutants for, like I said, Dancing Queen and fucking SOS and.
I'm sure
whatever.
people will say, "Well, what's your reasoning for not liking Queen?" Because that's the exact same thing with them, But like, ABBA have songs like Marionette and stuff like that, and Watch Out, which sounds like it sounds like a above average standard stock rock riff, but it's just you wouldn't expect to hear from them. And by the end of the song, you're just like, that was actually way better than I thought it was going to start off as. And they do that a lot with layers, and the production is obviously just sickeningly good.
People tend to forget that ABBA made albums. Do you know what I mean?
They did. They were sometimes concept. Do you know what I mean? Like so.
Like we grew up around the time of like Gold and stuff like that. It was just compilations, like 3-CD comps.
Absolutely,
of the best of.
Yeah. So if that's all you have to feed off, and I get it, you're going to see that. But like, dig a little bit deeper. I might post the link to the. I don't really want to be posting our own little set lists and stuff like that.